Konnichiwa and welcome back to Chrono Reviews, and this time it's another scale figure, and it's 1/7 scale Rory Mercury from Gate. And this figure is by Quest Q, and you can see the license sticker up here. I must say, this is a quite nice box. It's quite dark, but it fits the character really nicely. And this is actually my second Rory Mercury figure, and you can even see the other one I got in the background. And I think the other one was 1/8 scale, so this is slightly bigger. I have not reviewed the other one yet, but I can do it if there's any request of doing it, or if I feel like it. Because it's a really awesome figure, the other one as well. So I will see how this one stands up to that. Right, let's check the box all around. First up, there's a quite nice window. It's quite hard to see the figures because of the shine and everything, but well, it's a quite nice display window, and the box, as I say, is nice on the front, and on the side there is a big picture of the figure with nicely toned background in purple. And I must say, this box is awesome. I mean, it's so attractive looking at it. And on the back there is also a window. There's another license sticker. Maybe there's two different licenses or something. But in any case, you can see her weapon, the big halberd, at the back in the window there. And on the side you can see the full figure. And on the top there is a round window. And on the bottom there are Rory's feet. So the picture of the figure here continues at the bottom. Well, that was new. Alright, here we have Rory Mercury opened up, and I must say, this is an awesome figure. I mean, I love it. There's been a great deal of figure positivity this year so far, with good figures, good quality, above expectation. And this one, just like Rem I reviewed recently, is also a really nice surprise of clean quality. I mean, this figure is awesome, and I love Rory. Rory is, just like Kurumi, one of my greatest fan favorites at all overall, because I like cute Lolita characters because they are stylish, and I like black characters like this black dress and red and black in combo, and that it's a lot that appeals to me with this character. And this purple, I mean, Rory is such a nice design, and she's also awesome swinging that big halberd around. I must say, that's awesome when she went like crazy and attacked all these people in the series. And I'm not going to spoil the scenes because I recommend watching Gate. Gate is a really nice anime. And now let's check out the details. First off, let's check the full figure before going into closer look. And before I start showing off the details also, you can actually detach the torso, and you can remove both her layers of skirt if you want to have her skirtless and be a little, you know, for all you dirty people. So that answers the question once again. Can you remove the skirts? Yes, you can. But I'm not going to do that now because I'm careful with this figure. All those small strands of hair, I don't want to risk them breaking because they can be fragile. That's why I'm not assembling this figure on screen, because I had to do it carefully off screen. So first up, there are metal pegs that holds the feet, so they will not break. I can assure you that. There's also a metal peg connecting the shaft of the halberd here. So you attach it first through the hand and there in order to attach it. And as I said, a metal peg, so it's not that prone to break. That's very positive. These are not rubbery. They're quite hard plastic, so be very careful with the hair. With all those strands of hair, that makes this figure delicate somehow. I don't want to risk anything. Just to be sure, So let's do a full turnaround of the full figure before going into detail. Right, detail time. So you can see there is nice paint job. It's really clean. There are nice shading, nice toning, everything you could ask. And the base is really nice too, with this motif here. This nice shading and toning on the shoes. Look at those things. I mean, and now for the halberd itself, this is so amazing. I mean, look at this. It's nicely toned and shaded, and this is this metallic color on the snake. I mean, I love it. This is so... I mean, look at this. If this is the future of figures, then I'm going to be glad to collect more and more and more. I mean, when I started collecting, the figures had a slight, what to say, there was a slight drop in quality for a little period. I mean, when I first started, there was awesome quality. There was some really great figures and great deals with high quality, and then there was sort of a little drop in quality. There was slightly more painting mistakes and those sort of things. I mean, if you compare it to Kurmi I have in the background there, right there, the right one have a few painting mistakes and stuff, while the left one was released much later, and that one is flawless. And that's like different periods of releases, and stuff go up and down in improvement. That's just how it is, but it feels like they take in criticism and they actually listen, and maybe, sure, the prices will rise slightly, but I'd rather pay a little bit more and know that I get an awesome figure like this instead of paying for something expensive and get too much mistakes for what it's worth. Well, with that said, I'm actually going to do a little comparison. You might notice that the other Rory is missing in the background, or well, maybe you didn't, because the halberd is blocking the spot where she were. Alright, but this is Kotobukiya Rory Mercury, and I actually checked the box, and this one is also 1:7 scale. And if you compare their heads, they are pretty much the same size. But this one stands more tall, but also this one is in a sort of jumping pose, in a bit lower pose, so it's hard to compare, but I think they are not 100% the same. I think this one is slightly taller regardless. But different companies, different scaling, but it's 1:7 scale, both of them. And you can see there are a little bit difference in, this one is a little bit brighter in the red colors compared to this one. But this one also have very clean and nice detail. It's also one of those later figures that's really awesome in quality. It's hard to say which one I like more. I think this one, if you have more, it's have another type of cleanness to it. I like the dynamic pose with the halberd stuck in the stone and all that. But if I'm going to have one favorite overall in detail, I actually think I prefer this one, because all the details on the snake and all that, but I think this is a more detailed up version, more like illustrations with all the scales on the snake. And this one is more like the anime with slightly simplified patterns on the snake with just a few scales here and there. I think that's the difference in the designs. But I think this one wins it for me, because it's also with the base and the spell seal or whatever texture on it. It makes it more, I mean, for display in a glass cabinet, it's more like this clean. This one is more diorama. But I love them both, and I like Rory. But you always need to pick one favorite. You can't, even regardless if both are good, one have to be the better one. But the other ones sort of have, what I like, I'm going to bring it back in. What I prefer with this one though is the facial expression, the smile. That's so in character. That's so much the character. So that's probably what I prefer most with this over this one. It's the smile. It's so Rory. But with that said, enough of this comparison. And to conclude this review, again, this quality is awesome, and they are really most of the figure, most of the companies doing figures, they are upping their game. They are going upwards. They are not sinking. They are improving, and that's a really good thing. So I think Alter had a lot of complaints at some points, but I'm not sure if I had a recent Alter figure. But that's another story. Right, this figure, to conclude it, it's awesome. I highly recommend it, both for fans of Gate and fans of Lolita girls or cute characters, whatever. This figure is awesome, and it will look so cool on the shelf. I can't wait to put it there together with the other Rory. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed this review and found it helpful. So take care, and sayonara!